internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Wow. That's all I could say. You will not believe what just came out of Umar Farouk's mouth. He's the CEO at Project Onyx by JP Morgan. And I'm going to show you guys something very quickly here. You know how suspicious this is? I've covered this in the past, but I want to bring to your attention again. This whole Project Onyx started back in 2020 of October. You see how he was the CEO. And at the same time, Mr. Tyrone Lobban, you guys know Tyrone Lobban, he is looking over Project Onyx. And look, he started at the same time because this is when this group was formed. And why this date is so significant is because I've covered this in the past, how JP Morgan pretty much got Ripple sued so they could buy some time so they could create their own database. And 2024, they failed. Because October 2020 is when they launched it. And then a couple months later, coincidentally, the SEC came after Ripple. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. Some of you guys may think this is a conspiracy, and truly, I feel sad for you because it is not a conspiracy. This is all political. And this is why Ripple and XRP are one of the highest regulated entities out there right now, going into a bull season for this crypto ecosystem. Wow. Strap in for this one. Do you remember when the Bitcoin ETF got approved and the next day on CNBC, this is what they were saying?
And I like to use the example, if the Bank of Mitsubishi in Tokyo needs to transfer $100 million worth of yen to the New York branch and convert it to dollars, you need $100 million worth of yen in Tokyo and $100 million worth of dollars in New York. You're tying up $200 million in capital. If you can attach that to a coin, it's simultaneously so the bank frees up half the capital. That's a big deal. But we haven't made that jump yet.
Yeah, but it looks like it's coming, doesn't it?
I think so. Okay. Yeah.
And now you have Mr. Umar coming out and saying this.
If you look at the public, and I'm sure this is one Dante and I will disagree on, but if you look at the public blockchain ledgers, they are not fit for purpose for large transactions today. And I'll tell you why. Let's say we were doing a transaction worth $100 million and we were sending money, $100 million, let's say ourselves and UBS, just making it up, the two banks. If we are sending $100 million to UBS on Ethereum, there are validators who are validating the transaction. Now, what if something goes wrong? Who do I sue? I mean, you can trust in code all you want, but you can't really go to, there's no code court where you go and have a discussion. And at this point, maybe public infrastructure will get there one day with things like verifiable credentials, but that path is far away. And you need to get somewhere where people can do trusted transactions between financial institutions with some sort of accountability in the system. Whether that happens through unified ledgers or otherwise, it remains to be seen. But frankly, unified ledgers, RLN, Mbridge, they're all trying to do this. Frankly, we have another project going on called Global Layer 1 at the MAS with Citibank and others. So they're all sort of shades of the same thing, which is you need some sort of a regulated financial infrastructure, and that financial infrastructure should be open to public institutions like central banks, should be open to private institutions like banks, the same thing, which is you need some sort of a regulated financial infrastructure, and that financial infrastructure should be open to public institutions like central banks, should be open to private institutions like banks.
The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations.
Or non-banks. I mean, it should be the world's global layer for money movement. Otherwise, you just will always be in this thought process of being in silos. Not to mention, I think all these silos have native tokens, and I won't even go there. That's a whole different issue as well.
That is incredible. And you see how he refers to the mBridge, the unified ledger, the RLN, and there's a lot of proof of concepts that are going on. They still haven't solved anything. And behind the scenes, there's a lot of NDAs in place, and Ripple is a major player in this. There is not a chance Ripple is not involved in this. Ripple's toes are in this. And did you see the part where he states financial infrastructures? Ripple is a financial infrastructure. And you guys know that. This is from the BIS Innovation Hub, the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures. And Ripple is a regulated market infrastructure.
The same thing, which is you need some sort of a regulated financial infrastructure, and that financial infrastructure should be open to public institutions like central banks, should be open to private institutions like banks.
The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations.
And the sooner people understand what's happening behind the scenes and not worry about the price of XRP, and some people think this is all conspiracy because it's not, published on reputable news outlets. They're not going to publish every move that they make. And you best believe that Ripple and its digital asset XRP is going to be very, very, very valuable. Why? Given all, the reasons why I've covered in the past, how it can't be dirt cheap. Logically, in order to scale, the price has to be high in order to do larger transactions. But listen to what Umar says here, so they know.
I would agree. The only thing I would add is I think they need to become true public goods to be seen that way. Yep. And the reason we are stuck in technology is not just because we are early, but there's a stake that the technology owner has. Again, coming back to the token issue, which is I have a blockchain, my token is ABC. I really want to attract everyone to my blockchain because that's how my token goes up. So I think while tokenomics is an interesting concept, I think the core of tokenomics also makes it very hard to converge.
So you got to be known as a true public good. Wow. I wish we could, sit in one of the closed door meetings that they have. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You see how he says, they want their token value to be higher.
I really want to attract everyone to my blockchain because that's how my token goes up.
Listen, XRP hasn't seen anything yet. And we've, talked about this in the past, how, Ethereum went from 31 cents to 5,000 and Bitcoin went from $1 to 73,000. And XRP will go from where we are today to $100 100%. It is the best digital asset on this planet. And I'm not a maxi. I hold Bitcoin. I hold other assets. What makes XRP so different than Ethereum and Bitcoin is the network that they have, the network of trust that they have built over the past 10 years. The longevity of the XRP ledger without having any downtime, and that is without any having significant downtime. And soon, once they're ready to scale the system into the billions and then into the trillions, they will do so when they're ready to do so. But keep in mind, this technology we have never seen before. How cool this is that we are alive to witness regulation be placed, guardrails be placed into a new technology, into a new financial infrastructure that they're implementing. AI and blockchain is going to be the key right here. This is the next revolution, the evolution. And the individuals that don't take advantage of this, you truly deserve to be where you are. The individuals that are tuning in, you guys are all ahead, but let's just speak for them, right? Imagine not taking advantage of this. Imagine the individuals that you speak to and they say, oh, I don't understand crypto. Oh, I just don't get it. Well, try to understand it, you idiot. Okay? You know what I mean? It's one of those. Oh, I don't understand it. Oh, it's not safe. Brain dead. Brain washed. And it's fear. Fear is what gets people, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.